Hello and welcome back to another episode of Life After Louis. Since our last game, I think it was the Chelsea game, was the first episode, was it not? Hopefully this episode runs a little bit smoother than that one. So the first game we had after that was Manchester United 3, Liverpool 1, Robin van Persie with a hat-trick, gets all 3 goals for them. We just weren't at it at all. We weren't there with it. He scored very similar goals each time. The third, though, is more of a Mignolet error for me than a Van Persie finish. We do grab a goal, but it's the sort of goal which just means nothing, and it's so disappointing that you kind of get it, even if it is Sturridge, who's now out injured, ironically enough. This goal is just, I don't like looking at it. It hurts my eyes. The next game we had was a 1-1 against Southampton. Tadic, with a penalty, fires it home. And then we do manage to get a goal back, luckily for us, because if we'd have gone the first 3 games without a point at all, that would have been quite bad. But luckily we do get one. I think it's Steven Gerrard with a finish, showing that at the tender age of 34, he can still do it. Moving on to Tottenham, it was an action-packed game. Here's the highlight. And that's where that ended. So then we moved on to Leverkusen, into our Champions League group, which I'll talk to you about in a second. Mario Balotelli getting both goals. As I say, Daniel Sturridge picked up a knock. So Mario Balotelli has taken the reins. And we've had a change of formation for this game too, which I'm going to demonstrate in the game coming up. The second goal from Mario, an absolute corker. Anyway, I'll talk about the tactic and we'll get into a game. Rightio then, welcome back. This is the new tactic that I was just talking to you about. I will show you the Champions League group, but we'll just quickly talk about this. So, as you can see, things have changed a little bit, and we're playing a few players in positions they don't love. This overlapping is doing my absolute... Oh, I'm annoyed by it. I'm very annoyed by it. So what we're doing, we're playing... Still got 4 at the back, and Manquilo's coming for Johnson, who's been a little bit average for us recently, although we have to change it up depending on tiredness. We'll have to skip... I think we're going to have to skip through a few days to get there, but that's all right. I get to have a chat with you. Markovic has come in. Depay, or Depay, however you say it. Gerrard sitting... I think I've got Gerrard playing as a regista now, which I really like. As you can see, I've moved my position role duty thing to the right-hand side. Do it, it's better. Coutinho playing as an advanced playmaker, and then Sterling as an attacking midfielder behind the false 9, Mario Balotelli. So something different. Daniel Sturridge is out with an injury. And as I was going to say, I was just going to show you my Champions League group, which is quite interesting. I thought you might find it, you know, something to marvel at. We're down the bottom here, are we not? Or have I just completely missed it? Where are we? Oh, we're there, Ben. We were on the page, you moron. Anyway, we've got Madrid. So I'll definitely be live commenting. Probably the second Madrid game, or one of the Madrid games, with Leverkusen and Sparta Prague. So we'll continue through. It's been a challenge, as you can imagine. We've not been playing very well. The formation we were playing wasn't particularly good. It's not worked for us. We're still without a win. So we're playing Swansea on this Saturday. And hopefully we can do something in that game. Because so far it's been a bit of a travesty. We should be a little bit ashamed of ourselves, and there's work to be done. But it's just getting used to it, isn't it? Like, there's a lot to get used to with the game, and this is one of those little things. The tactics, it's about finding the right one that suits you. I'm going to be playing quite high up, obviously, against the Swansea team that are renowned for holding onto the ball. Just accepting some loan offers here for Jerome Sinclair and Harry Wilson. They're not going to get into the first team this year. Whether they will do in the save at all is yet to be seen. And you know, if we got on a cup run, I might regret that. But aside from that, I don't know. I'm not going to do the press conferences because we are trying to get to a game here. Right then, I thought I'd skip through all the bit before because it was a faff. I thought I'd get into the game. We'll actually get there. Right. A few things have changed. There's been a little update to Football Manager. And luckily for me, you all voted for the 2D Classic pitch. I say you all voted. 75% of you voted for the 2D Classic pitch. And they've made it better. They've changed the colour of it. And I'd love to show you. It's got that little bit darker. So my eyes... I was recording the last video in sunglasses. So, frankly, this is an improvement on what was left behind. Now, if you could beat Swansea, as you can see, it's very interesting how this operates. One of my attacking midfielders seems to drop. Balotelli plays in the middle. And then this is exactly what happens. And if Sterling can get on the end of that, that would have been a perfect example. He's not yet played behind Balotelli in this formation, but I think his pace will be absolutely key to it. Coutinho's not quite as quick, and I'm giving Balotelli a free role. I think that's kind of what Liverpool should do with him in real life, actually. Give him more of a free role and let players work around him. As Sterling foxes his way through. We'll speed up these highlights a little bit. They're a tad slow. Corner comes in. Steven Gerrard headed away. Now, we need our first win. We can't beat around the bush. We're desperate for a first win here. And if we can get that, that would be magnificent. Can I also say thank you so much for the support on yesterday's video. It's done terrifically well, and the credit goes to you. So thank you so much for your continued support. As Balotelli races through, and that's the sort of finish we're not finishing in games. We've had a few of those chances in games gone by. We had a couple against Southampton, which we really should have won. I think we hit the post twice, maybe, against Southampton. That was really disappointing. But we're holding the ball well. And I'm working on getting our possession up, and I think having two attacking midfielders with a false nine will aid our approach. As Markovic bangs in his first goal of the season, his first start, I've brought him back into the squad, and yeah, impact. Let's see it in 3D. Manquillo's obviously come in for Johnson. Johnson wasn't really cutting it for me, and Markovic, decent finish. I think I'd be annoyed if I conceded that with the goalkeeping, but we'll take it. Hopefully they'll fix the goalkeepers. Having played a few games and having streamed quite a lot of the game, I've come to the conclusion that goalkeepers are not good. And they're a bit FIFA-esque. If you've played FIFA this year, you'll know that the goalkeepers are a little bit sort of crazy. And the keepers on this are a little bit crazy, and they don't do things properly. And I'm hoping that's something they can fine-tune as they hit the bar. And that is the most common goal I've seen on Football Manager this year. Off the bar, drops down, and a striker or an attacker puts it in. Every single time. Let's look at it. Key with a shot, hits the bar, and Boney's first to react. And then the keepers are always left stranded. Rarely do you see the double save made. So, disappointing, but early days. And I think we've been having the best of the game. Hopefully this is going to confirm it for me, or I'm going to look a bit daft. So, match stats. We'll get rid of them. We're not having the best of the game at all, but there's been limited highlights, and the highlights that there've been, I think we've had two in our favour. Right, calmly, keep going out there. We can still win today. They're not that bothered, so I'll passionately tell them they weren't that bad, and that I've got faith in them. Obviously, we've got a lot of midfielders, so that team talk's more important. I'm happy with Balotelli's effort in the final third. Seems to lose focus. That's nothing to do with what I've said. He's just busy playing Jenga. So, right. I really want our first win. I really want it. And it's taking a while to get there. They've got an injury up top. Who's that? Is that Sigurdsson? As Gerrard gets in. And if Sterling can... Oh, you were just... For a brief second there, we were all thinking the same thing. But yeah, I'm pleased they've made this darker. There's a few things, obviously, they need to change. The overlapping is one of the things that is really bugging me. Because it happens in more than one team that I play with. So I'm getting irritated by it. Come on, boys. This is not... We're letting them have too much of the ball. But by the same token, Lovren's made a good challenge there. And hopefully this is where we can sort of spring an attack. Coutinho, Mario, what's he going to do with it? He's hit it from way out. That is very Mario Balotelli. So fair enough, game. You've done well there. The only issue I really have with this formation is if I'm going to get the best out of Memphis Depay. So, I don't know. I might have to move him forward. Do you know what? I could always move him forward and play someone else out on the left. Jose Enrique would love to play on the left. It's his perfect position. Right, we'll pause it there. 65 minutes in. We'll make a quick change. We'll do that said thing right there. We'll get Depay more into the game. Coutinho could Coutinho play wide? He probably could. Maybe switching those two up will change things for us. Aside from that, I'm going to... Actually, no, do you know what? I'm going to take Balotelli off. I'm going to give Ricky Lambert a go. But I'm going to change his position slightly to a target man support because Ricky Lambert in the past to me on previous Football Managers has played particularly well as a target man support. So with time left on the clock, we're going for it. We're away from home and still without our first win. 2 draws, 2 losses. Admittedly, the losses were against a couple of big boys, but, you know, I guess a draw against Tottenham's not awful either. But, you know, we need that win. And I was hoping we'd get it right now as Markovic has picked up an injury. We'll bring Jordan Henderson on to replace him as he can play that wide midfield role. Similar to Philip Coutinho. Actually, we'll give a team talk. Rarely do I give team talks. I'm going to tell Jordan I've got faith. He seemed deep in thought. So I wonder what he was thinking. Was he thinking about scoring a winner? Because that would be good. As the clock whistles down, and it looks like we're going to pick up another draw. Sigurdsson. I've done it again! I did it with Chris Smalling, and I've done it again! Oh, why? Why is it so hard? It's a great free kick. Oh, Mignolet's dived too early. I've done it again. And someone said in the comments, someone said, oh, first rule of FM, don't celebrate a victory until the final whistle is blown. And I think I replied with, yeah, lesson learned. It wasn't learned. I can't believe it. Can we get an equaliser? Late doors, Lambert. Oh, flipping heck. So the early season form is something to be desired. Hopefully we can turn things around. I'm going to get asked for... Well, Ben, why do I always do it? I'm going to ask for some predictions. This is going to be fun for rival fans, I can admit. But Newcastle are top of the table, so anything can happen. Where do you think I'm going to finish this year? That's your prediction. Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham and me are in the bottom 7. Is that? My word. Anyway, yeah, score predictions. League finish predictions. And I'll come back to this video and read a few out at the end of the season. So leave your prediction in towards the end of the season. I'll come back to this video and I'll read out where you think I'll finish. So after 5 games, no wins, 2 losses, 2 draws and 3 losses. From me, Dr. Benji, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.